And cool, I think it says I'm live. Oh, that's really going to annoy me. My headphones are giving me shite, so let me get across this road and then we'll, I might just fucking drag them off actually, that works. That's better for me. That's better. What's up, squad? It's your Squid, aka the Anxious Squid, here at Anxious Squid Productions. I'm streaming in portrait, not landscape, so apologies for that. It's a bugbear of mine when I see people do it, but I can't be fucked holding the phone in landscape, if that makes sense. So, g'day CJ, how you doing, mate? But yeah, we're gonna do a stream, and it's fall, right? It's officially fall, so we're gonna check out the falls in fall, and it's gonna be gorgeous. I already last year it was breathtaking. It was some of the most amazing colours and scenery I've ever seen in my life, and I'm walking up to it now, and I can already see the tones of yellow and stuff. It might not be as good, because we're not right into it proper yet, but we'll see. Big shout out before I get into it goes to Bailey, who's my newest patron. He's on the Cthulhu tier, which is $50 a month, which is huge. Like, that's ridiculous, kind of. I don't know why people want to spend that money on me. But yeah, I have two Cthulhu tier patrons now, so shout out to the newest one, which is Bailey. That's dope. There's the border here. Let's see if I can turn the camera around. I definitely can. Oh, I went outwards a bit as opposed to switch it. There we go. Don't sneak into Canada, folks. But I went out of the app by accident. There we are. We're back. We're good. So I'll have you on until we actually get to the falls, and then I'll turn you around again. All is good. But yeah, that's the border to Canada right there. But yeah, what was I saying? My beard's not all that great today. It's been pushed up by my speakers. Don't judge. All is good. Get on to Milkman Grooming for some of those products. Code Squid will get you 15% off, so that's all good there. I am wearing my Rangers jersey. I know I'm in the Sabres area of support. You know, I'm 20 minutes, half hour away from Buffalo Sabres home ice. But, you know, Lundqvist got bought out. It's the draft later today. Lafreniere's going to get picked by the Rangers. I figured it was a good day to wear my Rangers gear. I'm wondering if I should put on a mask. There's a lot of other people that are wearing masks, but we're outside, right? So as long as I'm staying at least 6 foot away from everyone, I could probably get away with not putting my mask on, I reckon. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, and I'll do what I'm told, obviously. But where are we? Once you have your green card sorted, will you be able to walk into Canada? Yes, I will. That'll be good. I'll be able to literally walk either side. And I went out before the rules changed for my green card. I could previously, so I now that, you know, with the most recent change, I can't leave the country. Otherwise, my green card application's void, and so I can't do it anymore. But before that recent change, it was that's just the border that way, guys. Yeah, no worries. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I could just walk and cross the border previously, but I can't now. And there's a store, not a res store. I don't know why I was about to say res store, but there's a recreational weed store, like just on the other side of the border as well. So once I was about to say, once I'm allowed to travel again, I'll go over there to get some and then come back. But that would be admitting to a international crime on camera, so I don't think I'm going to do that. And I wouldn't do that. Of course I wouldn't. International crimes are not my caper, you know. Like, no huge lines today, but there we are. I'm going to finish this Red Bull. I wrote a fact sheet out for myself so that I could tell you guys some fun facts about the falls. Just saying g'day to some people in the comments. Crosby Goat from Lexi Thomas. Yeah, I don't know if you're talking about Sydney Crosby there, or if you're talking about Crosby, the player for whatchamacallit, yesterday, the team that the Bills beat. But they're both pretty good players, not going to lie. I lost the comments. What happened to the comments? Where'd it go? Top chat, live chat, super chat. Yeah, I don't know. Someone say something. There we go. Hello. Nice. Once you get da-da-da, bro, I live somewhat close to the falls, couple of hours. Sydney. Yeah, Crosby's pretty fucking good, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, I'm going to stay 6 feet away from these people because I don't have a mask on. I should probably put my mask on. But let me turn this around. All right, so I just straightened up, not turned it around. There we go, turn it around. You can see the foliage is already doing its thing, but I'm going to get my fact sheet out as well. This is Hennepin Point, or Terrapin Point. Hennepin was the dude, Terrapin is the point, I think. Check this out, bit of paper, wrote down some fun facts. Fold my beard back over my mouth, that's funny. You're funny, CJ. But yeah, look, I actually wrote a lot of fun facts for us today, so that I'm not just talking absolute nonsense. But I've got the facts out now. Oh, look, hey, a squirrel. He wanted to see my facts, didn't you, little guy? Please don't jump on me while I'm on stream. You wanted to guide me somewhere? Ah, well. Anyway. I will do some more reaction videos later today. It's been hard the last few weeks, just because Sophie's gone back to school, and Shannon's gone to work, and both of these things are happening in my studio where I normally record, because that's where the best internet is, and that's where the Ethernet cable is. And so, you know, PM before I could generally, and I've been a bit lazy, to be honest, and haven't really been bothered. So this little plaque's telling us about the 5 nations, or, well, it's saying the 6 nations, but it was 1722 before the 6th one came in. But, yeah, we'll have a look over here. This is, just imagine you're a French monk in the early 1700s or whatever, and you come up and you see this at this point here. It's pretty fucking crazy if you think about it. Hennepin's View. Near this spot stood Father Louis Hennepin, Franciscan missionary, and... move the chat, there we go, chronicler of La Salle's expedition. There we go there. So, I'm going to tell you some fun facts after I finish this Red Bull. I'm about there. So, I'll start reading your fun facts once I'm finished the Red Bull, but we'll keep wandering, because we've got a good 45-minute walk around the whole state park. Which, incidentally, one of the fun facts I wrote down was this was the first, like, nationalised official state park in American history. The Niagara Falls State Reservation, whatever you want to call it. It was initially sent, what's the word I'm saying? What's the word? It was initially like penciled off and turned into a national park because it was being given to a bunch of, or not given to, but, you know, the land, the 5 nations, bunch of people were being left in a spot. And in the name of altruism, basically. But yeah, anyway, I'm just going to stand here while I finish. It's not that packed today, to be honest. Like, it's a beautiful day, beautiful fall day, and there's fuck all people here. I'm going to walk to those bins there and drop this can off, because I'm pretty much finished. Try and finish it in between now and then. Anyway, that's Canada, the Canadian side over there. Nice cloudy day. Bit of a rain, but not much, you know, not a lot of threat. It's just a nice day, really. But there's hardly any people here. Maybe it's the timing of it as well. What's Moch say? It's currently 10 to 1, so should be peak time for it, but yeah. Alrighty. Once I finish these, once I finish the Red Bull, I'll do that. This is what it was like in lockdown for me. Like, I mean, less these people. I had the whole falls to myself. A couple of times I came down here, actually. Of course, the sun comes out as I'm right next to the water where there's going to be glare. But, alright. Let's get to some fun facts, right? So, firstly, in case you didn't know how they were formed, it was glacial activity about 12,000 years ago, they reckon. About 12,000 years ago, some glaciers fell off a bit of side of the wall there, and it shifted, and it created these waterfalls. That's what the internet says, anyway. 12,000. Prior to European settlement, there were 5 nations that lived here of First Nations people, or American Indians, or like Native Americans, Native Canadians, whatever you want to call them. They were the First Nations people. There were 5 nations here that they were known as the Iroquois, which was like a confederacy of said 5 nations. I wrote down what the nations were, so bear with me while I get their names out. Apologies if I don't pronounce them right. But Onondaga, Oneida, Cayuga, and Seneca. And as I mentioned earlier, in 1722, because of the moving around and displacement of indigenous peoples in this country, the Tuscaroras got lumped in as well, and now it's the Six Nations. They're referred to as Six Nations, not five, because Tuscarora got added to the Onondaga, Oneida, Cayuga, Seneca, and Mohawk is the fifth one that I forgot to say there. But yeah, but that was prior to European settlement, and then the French arrived with Louis Hennepin, or whatever it was, Hennepin, I think it was. Yeah, there we go. Louis Hennepin, yeah, was the French monk who was shown it by his Iroquois friends. He was the only one. He was the only one that could write, so that's why he was sent on the trip to begin with, was because he was the only one that knew how to write anyway. But B, he was the only one that was actually trying to be mates with the locals, you know, and so. It's interesting, and that's, I just saw your comment, CJ, imagine being hired to go on a voyage just because you can write. Yeah, exactly. All right, so there's that. But yeah, I'll get to the comments in a bit and talk about NASCAR and all that jazz as well. I didn't actually watch the race yesterday because I was watching the football, but I will probably react to some highlights at some point as well. But yeah, these falls are beautiful. The colours over there are going to be amazing. Like, you can't see it yet because of the focus of the camera, but the colours once we get over there are going to be sick. But yeah, it's going to be good. There's another squirrel. They're just chill here. I think people like feed them a lot. They must have done a lot of gardening since I was last here. A bit of weeding at any rate. The water looks like it's a bit lower than normal, like the stream, if that makes sense. But yeah, anyway, about 28 million litres. Another fun fact, about 28 million litres, or 700,000 gallons of water fall over the three falls combined every second. So these falls here, the American Falls, and then the Bridal Falls, which will be the most beautiful that we get to in a second, they're over there, and the Horseshoe Canadian Falls, over 700,000 gallons of water every second. So that's super interesting in and of itself as well. In case you were wondering, as we see this bridge just here, we're going to walk over that bridge to get over there. But yeah, it's speaking of going over these falls, in the history of the falls, or the recorded history of the falls at any rate, there have been 5 tightrope walkers that have walked across them. Oh, sorry. And mate, I'll go for a swim. If you want to hit a super chat, I'll go for a swim. Cute little puppy. I mean, I won't go for a swim in there, but the water, I will go in for a swim. Yeah, give me $500. Throw out a $500 super chat and I'll get in the water. That would be funny. But yeah, 5 tightrope walkers in the history of the falls. I've not got a million fucking facts here to go, but another fun fact about it is the fish, right? I should have written down the name of the type of fish, but there's a specific type of fish, and I didn't. But yeah, the specific type of fish that has evolved in the Great Lakes specifically, the ones that feed the falls. I think it's all of the Great Lakes somehow feed the falls until Lake Ontario is the one that has it after they've gone over the falls. I don't fucking know, but I'm not the best with geography, right? Let me turn you back around while we're walking. Not the best with geography, but there's this type of fish, right, that scientists believe biologically has evolved, like they're stronger and their muscles are denser, and it's because they go over the falls, right? And about 90% of them survive the full trip over the falls, and there's like eggs on the other side and stuff, because they've evolved to handle like more dense pressure, if that makes sense. But yeah, I found that interesting, that there's like Niagara Falls has affected the evolution of the fish in the area to withstand better fucking pressures and stuff. I thought that was real intriguing. But we're going over the bridge now, in case you couldn't tell. There's not really anything you can see because they've got the anti-suicide netting and poles up and stuff, so nobody can fucking jump over the top or whatever. So like, I'll show you here, like, turn around. You can't really see much through that, so you're looking at me instead. It is what it is. But as always, I just had some dude loudly talking to his wife, obviously wanting me to hear it, being like, imagine coming all the way to the falls and talking to your phone. Happens every time, doesn't it? Like, you can look through my travel playlist. Every time I'm streaming here at the falls, there's some fucking bald-headed wanker in his 40s who thinks that that he knows shit, but he doesn't, because I live here. See this every other day. While it is amazing, I can look at my phone at the same time, you know. But now that we're over the bridge, I will turn the camera back around, stop focusing on myself. Oh, more puppies. That's cute. Hey, cutie. You're a cutie, aren't you?
Oh, it looks so bad.
Have a good one, guys. The dog came straight over to me, so he wanted to be pet. That's how it works. How do I get those comments back? The comments just disappeared. Someone comment something so I can read the comments, because it pops up when you comment, but it doesn't stay there. But yeah, we go. Yeah. Crazy how I've never been there yet. I live within 2 hours, Lamau. I really should visit the falls. You should. It's beautiful. Beautiful place. One of the most beautiful places in the world. Kids these days on their damn iPhones. Yeah, funny. Hilarious. I live here. It's not that bad. You should wear a shirt that says, I live here. Yeah, I should. Thanks, CJ, for the comment. Thanks for the dots, Chuntsville. You're a legend. But yeah. See, this is a beautiful spot. If I was to get married again, this is where Shannon and I would probably get married. Right down in that corner. I reckon. It's a beautiful spot. We've still got another bridge to go over, but I reckon you guys have seen enough of my face so far. We're about to get into the nice, beautiful colours, I reckon. So, just on the other side of these deciduous? Is deciduous the ones that don't change, or is that evergreen and deciduous is the ones that do? I don't know. Can you read my NASCAR comments? Yeah, I will at the end of the stream. I mentioned it before. I'm going to focus on the Niagara Falls stuff. And then at the end of the stream, I'm going to find a spot to, like, when I've shown everything that I'm happy with, I'll scroll back through the comments and cover them. You know, I didn't watch the race yesterday because I was watching football, but try and get my hand up and above that. There's a better look. There's a better look in a minute that I'll get to. Hey Squiddy, how you doing? I was at the falls for a second time in August. First time was on the Canadian side. Of course, New York side this time. Really want to go to the Canadian side again. Deciduous are the ones that change. Right, yeah, you're right. Okay. But yeah, no, I personally, I think the American side's way better. That could just be me. I know a lot of people like the Canadian side better because it has, like, arguably, well, not really arguably, objectively, there are better views from the Canadian side of the actual falls. But it's a concrete jungle over there, you know? Like, the American side is so much better because of the national park aspects, you know? Like, look at, you can walk around, you can feel the grass. Often what I do is I take my shoes off and I'll carry them, you know? I can feel, like, the skin of my bare feet on the grass as I'm walking along. And it's a real grounding experience, you know what I mean? And whereas the Canadian side is just, like, you don't get that connection to nature as much, I don't think. But, I'll read some more fun facts, right? So, where was I at? Where are we? Well, the New York side, I feel, has more to see with the actual falls, but I like the touristy side of Canada. Just got to walk by. I would like to spend more time over there for a bit. Yeah, there's more, like, amenities, if that makes sense, and it's better for a 20-minute visit on the Canadian side, but if you've got a couple of hours, the American side is better. Boom. I did that last time I was here. Last time I was on stream, actually. The hollow's, like, doing well. Staying well. Good job. Good job, Mr. Sticker. That's a shout out to Sticker Mule right there, the company. Have a look at these different colours. That's much better. These were the trees I was trying to show you from across the water. But you couldn't really get it in old focus that much. How cute are these? How cute are these girls? Just anyway. All wearing matching outfits. Have you gone down under the falls? We took the boat ride and it was a blast. Yeah, Made of the Mist? No, I haven't. but I would like to. It's a bit pricey, and like, I am determined. I am sure there's a way down without having to pay, you know? Like, I come here often at midnight, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, and I'm sure I'll be able to find a way down cheaper than those things. But yeah, cuteness. Anyway, we're gonna go down like last time. We're gonna go down the down this bit and back up that bit. So this should be one of the most beautiful parts of the walk. There's Dad waiting for his wife and kids to hurry up. Just find an old wine cask. That's, what are we talking about? That's old wine cask. Yeah, I don't know. But lol, without having to pay, take a barrel over. That's funny. Yeah, I could do that. Look at all these colours. We don't get this, like, just the variation from red, like, in there. Look at that. That could be a wallpaper, you know? Like the yellows to the greens to the reds in there. The dead brown ones on the ground bouncing off them. Like, we just, like, I mean, maybe we do in certain parts of Australia, but I've never been somewhere where autumn is this autumnal. You know what I mean? Like, it's I don't even know if that's a fucking word, autumnal, but like, it's, yeah, I don't know, just like, it's honestly like fucking suddenly having your mind, your brain or your eyes switch to 4K, you know? Like, I thought I was watching I thought my life was in 1080p, or I mean, was in 4K already, but it turns out it was only in 1080p, because changing leaves are my fave. Even in America, only certain areas get the pretty trees. Yeah, there we go. But like just this walkway here, like, this is worth the price of admission on its own, you know? Like, I mean, hell, that'd be a Facebook cover photo for that lady, whoever that is. Like, I don't know if she's a lady or a woman or whatever, but just with the background and her in it there, right there. Wonder if one day she'll watch my stream and be like, hey, that's my back. What happened? I think they might have taken my Squid sticker off this pole. I think they did, unless I went to the other pole, who knows. But who knows. Bear with me. Maybe it was this pole I put the sticker on. It wasn't. We'll never know. Doesn't matter. In New York, is New York City the place to bump and run with cars? Damn, I should go to Niagara Falls now. Got to explore more New York. Head up into the mountains. Definitely will. You should go to Alabama. That's the plan at some point. Aha, the city is the last place you want to go now with all the chaos. It's beautiful down here. There are some drives you can take up to Maine that take you through autumnal areas. Maine sounds beautiful, which is it Maine? This is going to sound lame, but like, you get me. You get me, CJ. There's a movie, right? And it was one of Zac Efron's first movies since he, like, after High School Musical or whatever, you know. It's about his, like, dead brother, and he sees his dead brother a lot or something. It's like Charlie Saint something or other, and I think that's in Maine, set in Maine, but I could be wrong. It's set somewhere in a like port area, port town in the north of America, so I could be getting confused, but I always wanted to check Maine out after that movie, I'm fairly certain. But because it's a cool fucking movie and there's lots in it, like lots of cool stuff. But you have a look at those trees as well, like, focus, camera. Damn it, the camera's not doing it justice at the minute. I'll have to bring my my Sony camera up at one point and try and, like, get the right fucking settings on it to show you the colors, because the colors, like, my camera does not do these colors justice, you know what I mean? It's probably not quite yet at peak. Like, there's still a lot more green leaves than colored ones, so it's probably not quite yet at peak. I'll come back in another week or two and we'll see it then, and you guys will know what I mean. Like, it's last autumn, it was way more colourful, but I think I saw it right at the last bits of autumn, you know. So this is my happy spot, you know. I'll come here and I'll meditate sometimes. I'll just chill out. Middle of the night, well, middle of the night, I'm usually sitting on Tesla's lap, which I'll show you in a minute. If this is the first time you've seen one of my streams, you may not know there is a Tesla monument up here. Which brings us into our next fun fact, actually. The first hydroelectric power station built in the area was actually the first hydroelectric power station built like anywhere near here. It was built in the late 1800s by Nikola Tesla. Stream crashed. Oh no, is it back now? Is it back now? People are saying the stream crashed, so tell me when it's back. Comment when it's back. Comment when the stream's back for me. I'm just going to keep streaming. You can tell me when it's back. Or I'll get out of their way. Let me know when it's back. And we can go from there. Let me know. Stream crashed. It's saying the stream crashed, even though it's not crashed for me. It's sorta up now. Alright, well, we'll just keep going anyway. We'll keep talking. Looked it up. I think Charlie St. Cloud was set in the Pacific Northwest, West Coast. Alright, fair enough. Interesting. But, yeah, let me know if the stream's not working for you guys, as always. Let me know when it crashed out for you as well, mate. But, yeah, the first, I was just saying, the first hydroelectric power station built in the area was built in the late 1800s by Nikola Tesla. We're going to turn the camera around again, because there's no point you guys seeing my face when there's a literal natural wonder of the world just here. This is the Bridal Falls, the smaller of the three. Smallest of the three, sorry. There must be a tree branch under that bit there that's copping a bit of... Looks like the waves are coming in reverse, doesn't it? That's a weird optical illusion. Must be the trees there or something. And this is what I was talking about. It's too bad the view, the camera, can't do what I want it to. But those colours in there are amazing. They get better throughout the next week or two. They'll get even more colourful. Last year it was phenomenal. But yeah, the lighting's not fantastic for me at the moment, but you can sort of see there how the colours change. Yeah, there we go. Now, if I was getting married again, as I said, that'd be where the shot was, you know? That'd be where the husband and wife sat. But, yes, I'm very, very excited for winter and for snowing again. First time I ever saw snow was when I came here on holiday. The first time I met my now wife. She wasn't my wife at the time, obviously. They've really cut all of this back. Like, this is cool. Like, before, like you guys all know from the last stream that I had, like a few months back, all of this right here was just shrub, and you couldn't really see through the shrub to up there. That's an amazing view. That's changed the lighting as well. Like, I'm really impressed with the how well kept this is now, you know what I mean? And like, you can see the rocks through that water. That's how clear the water is. That's another fun fact, actually. Over 25% of all bottled water in America it comes through these streams and over these falls first. There's a bottling plant like yonder, and over 25% of America's bottled water comes from here. Ironically enough, the bottled water at Tops in this area is distilled and bottled in Massachusetts. So even though all the bottled water, a quarter of all bottled water in America comes through these parts here, local bottled water comes from Massachusetts, which I think is very strange. But there you go. We're going to come back to that spot. I think I'm going to put my phone on the bench there and sit there while I chat, because that's a really beautiful spot. But as I said, the first hydroelectric power station built by Tesla, late 1800s. When are you doing another Nascar reaction? Mentioned at the start of the stream, I will probably do it tonight. I've been feeling a bit lethargic and a bit lazy, to be honest, over the last few weeks, just because parenting has caught up with me, to be honest. Like, my wife started work, which has meant that I've been doing stuff with the baby, been trying to get the 6-year-old to remote learning and stuff, and that's a process, you know what I mean? Like, it's a process. And so, I mean, any other dads out there will know as well, you sort of put your own wants and needs behind other people's. Oh, look at that. Can you guys see the rainbow there? That's really cool. I can't see that with my eyes, but I can see it through the lens of the camera. That's fucking strange. That's really cool. That's super cool. Sorry, I just got distracted there. Like, you guys can see that through the lens, right? I'm not just going crazy. That's really cool. I'm going to try and switch this around. I'm going to steal that for a profile picture. I'm going to steal that screenshot for a profile picture. Hopefully the There we go. Hopefully the rainbow's still there. Can you guys see the rainbow? I hope you guys can see that and I'm not just pointing you off a cliff, because that's fucking cool. That is phenomenal. And it's disappearing again now. That was a really fun little fucking sojourn into Bob the YouTube. Oh, hey Bob, how you doing, man? Very cool. First time seeing Niagara Falls. That's mad. But yeah, as I was saying, like, it's a bit, you know, my wife's starting a new job, going remote. My kid's starting school, going remote for the first time because of COVID. It's all just a bit up in the air, and everything, you know, by the time I have time to film each day for the YouTube account, it's like 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. I've been up for 12 hours or so, and I'm just not into it, you know what I mean? And I need to do better. I need to do better for you guys. I need to get more productive later in the day, you know. But my kid's first grade, so she had kindergarten last year, and it got kept like called off in about the second term or something because of COVID, or the third term, I don't know. She only got like half a kindergarten in, but she was doing so well that they said, yeah, she can graduate anyway. And so now she's in first grade, and I tell you what, I have never been more impressed with another human's ability not to cuss some fucking children out, right? Like, because I mean, parenting's a bit of a cinch. It's pretty easy if you have a team, you know. If it's I'm not hanging shit on single parents or anything like that, you know, like that's fucking hard. I imagine that would be fucking difficult, but my wife and I work together, and it's not that a difficult process, you know what I mean? But it's like, with everything new that's happening and everything new that's going on, first grade wise, her starting work, it just, like, the YouTube channel has had to take a bit of a backseat, if that makes sense. But it's I mean, it's nothing that you guys don't understand, you know. Like, I'm not losing subscribers over it, I know that. Up there is the Tesla monument that I was talking about before. That's generally where I like to sit, on Tesla newspaper, at about 2 a.m. every time I come here. But I'm going to read you the last fun facts of my little bit of paper, so I can stop carrying it and put it back in my pocket, you know what I mean? But yeah, first hydroelectric power station was built here by Tesla, hence the monument up there, in the late 1800s by Tesla. It powers over 25% of New York State, still to this day, and the province of Ontario for Canadians. So it's like, well, technically I don't have 2 kids. I do and I don't. Like, my wife, the first one, the kid in first grade, Sophia, the 6-year-old, is not biologically mine. She is my wife's from a prior relationship, but she's still my kid, you know what I mean? Her dad lives in Florida. He's a nice enough guy, you know. He pays child support. He tries. He moved to the complete opposite side of the country. I mean, he didn't. He moved south instead of north or whatever. Like, Niagara Falls to Florida. So, like, he doesn't see his daughter very much, if ever. But he communicates with her, you know. Like, he'll call her, and they have a relationship, which is more than most people can ask for. So I shouldn't be bitter. And as I said, he pays child support, so that's better than most fucking dads that have left and run away to the other side of the country, you know what I mean? I shouldn't be too bitter about it. But yeah, he, you know, I refer to her as my daughter, and I refer to her as my kid because she is, for all intents and purposes, she didn't come out of my ball sack, you know what I mean? But yeah, where are we? I'm going to go up and show you the other falls now as well. Where is it? Worry about your family first, man. Yeah, exactly, you know, make some more Formula 1 videos, bro, please. Yeah, that's the plan. Gotta go, dude, get more schoolwork done. It's my recess, it's almost done. I got 10 minutes left. Don't watch me when you should be doing stuff for recess. Don't watch me. Go and have a piss, go and eat food, you know what I mean? Like, school's more important than watching me. I like your views and whatnot, but yeah. I'll let you know what I think NASCAR was at the end of the stream. Oh, the sun's coming out, this will be better. But there we are. Did you see Kurt Busch flip yesterday? Holy shit, no I didn't, but I will look into the highlights later tonight. That's a great view. But yeah, we'll keep walking. So that was one fact. I don't think I finished the fun facts off my sheet, did I? I said I was going to finish the fun facts and then I didn't. But here we are. Yeah, oldest official state in, oldest official state park. Oh shit, did I just walk in your photo? I'm sorry.
No, you didn't. You're good. You're a boomerang.
Oh, sweet. I think those rain clouds look a bit dangerous. I think I might get wet on my way home, but next time you come out here, I'd love to hear some Native American history. Sounds good. All I know at the moment is that it was 5 nations, and then it became a 6th in 1722. I don't know why, but yeah, the 5 nations, the Iroquois, who were the confederacy of Mohawk, Onondaga, Oneida, Cayuga, and Seneca, they accepted Tuscarora and they became the 6 nations in 1722. I want to know more about that, and I'm going to look into it more, because that's the extent of my knowledge. I don't know why, I don't know how, but I'll Google it because I would like to. And Sophia, the one from that, my wife's kid from her first marriage, as I said, is Cayuga and part Cayuga and Mohawk, so I probably should, out of respect for her, learn more about the indigenous history. So unfit. Can't talk and walk upstairs at the same time. Is that rainbow again? How cool is that? Here's the Tesla one I was telling you about. Now, I don't know if I can really show you guys because there's so many people here, but just imagine the view from up there. So I usually sit in that newspaper when there aren't loads of people here. It's a good view. I bet there are some Native American centers in your area where you could chat with people in the tribes. Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool. I have to look it up. I don't know if you've answered this before, but have you ever been to New York City? Yes, once. So about, when was it? Start of 2019? No, it would have been the end of 2018, I think. I went on holiday. It's actually like New York City is probably the reason why Shannon and I got married at the end of the day. Because I went on holiday on my own, because I asked a couple of mates if they had passports, if they wanted to travel, and I ended up getting sick of people waiting for someone to come on holiday with me, you know. I had plans to go on holidays with various girlfriends, like international holidays with various girlfriends throughout my life. Yeah, that's Ontario. I had plans to go on various international holidays throughout my lifetime, and they always just fell through, sort of thing. And so I was with this girl, Brittany, and we had plans to go to like some of the Nordic places, you know, like go north and see the Northern Lights and Iceland and all that sort of shit. And we broke up, and because we'd been saving together in a joint account, she took all of that money, and I was butthurt. And so she went and had a mad holiday, and I did not. And I was like, all right, well, what the fuck am I going to do? Fuck it, I'm just going to travel on my own, right? I'm not going to go to those places I was going to go to with her, because fuck that, they're lame. They're places she wanted to go to. Where do I want to go? And I was like, you know what? City, go there. So I started saving, and, you know, I'm not all that great. As you guys know, I'm bipolar, so impulsive, can't really save all that well. You know, I'll see something, want it, buy it, and then go, oh, fuck, I should have thought about that. And so saving isn't, you know, one of my fortes. But luckily, my dad died when I was a kid. His mum died in like late 2017. It turns out that there was a so I'll wait in that story until you tell me you're back. Just as soon as the first person comments saying they're back, I will continue my anecdote. But so just fuck me. Alright, so we're not going over to the Canadian Falls because, as you can probably tell from the in and out streaming and stuff of the stream, so we're here now. We're going to go back to it and find a nice spot. We're going to go back and find a nice spot. So, as always, when I get to this part of the falls, the Canadian mobile phone towers over yonder are fucking with my stream. So I'm just going to stay over in the good old land of eagles and freedom. And hopefully we won't have that problem moving forward. But yeah, I'll get back into my anecdote in a second once I know it's not going to cut in and out again. And and we'll go from there. But yeah, so it's raining a little bit, not much. It's mostly mist from the falls, like that goes over the falls and comes back up, and like, yeah, it's mostly waterfall mist, but I think it is starting to sprinkle as well. The clouds are indicating it, but yeah, it seems stable now, so I'll get back into the anecdote. Basically, ex-girlfriend like stole a bunch of cash that we had been saving together. Admittedly, she had a permanent job, I did not, but you know, she probably contributed more money to the total than I had, but I still looked at it as a pretty cunty thing to do. And so I was a bit butthurt, and I was like, nah, not gonna go to the places that I was gonna go to with her. And one of the places that she had said she didn't want to go to the most was New York City, because she had something against Americans, right? And so I like focused. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna go to America. I'm gonna go to New York City. You know, concrete jungle where dreams are made of, all that jazz. And I actually went on holiday on my own. You guys can't see me very well there because of the location of the sun, but it is what it is. I'll hold you closer. Yeah, so in the end, long story short, my dad died when I was a kid. His mum died in 2017. We didn't realise, but she'd been holding some of his money in escrow that should have gone to me and my sister because we were his next of kin when he died. But because she blamed my mum for his death because he killed himself. And it wasn't my mum's fault. They'd been split up for fucking 9 years or whatever by the point that not 9 years, 5 years or whatever. But anyway, he was a dickhead. He did his thing. She was an even bigger dickhead and withheld like quite a significant amount of money actually from my sister and I. But you know, the good aspect of that was that it, you know, built up over time because she wasn't allowed to touch it, but she also wasn't telling us that it existed. So when she died, that sort of like changed my net. Like, I mean, there was 6 months of legal process, but the fucking, yeah, we got a bunch of cash and I didn't have to save. And so I went, you know what, where am I going to go? First thing, I'm going to go to New York City, and fuck it, I'm not going to wait for any of my mates to save. I'm not going to wait for someone to come with me. I'm just going to go on holiday because I'd fucking like to. And it was the best holiday I've ever been on in my life. Because, like, you know, like when you go into the movies with your mates or you go into the flicks with your mates, you got to fucking talk about what movie you're going to see, or like, I just did what I wanted to, and I was in another country, and it was fucking phenomenal. And New York City, like, there's just something there's always something going on, you know? Like, I was nocturnal, you know, and it was fucking amazing. And I was there for like maybe just a week and a half, 2 weeks or whatever, but I stayed at the New Yorker. I stayed in the room that Nikola Tesla lived in at the New Yorker. It was just, yeah, it was a really cool experience. I really enjoyed it. And the thing, like, Shannon and I were friends on Facebook already. My now wife, we're friends on Facebook already. But because she lived up in Buffalo, or Niagara Falls even, we were on the same time zone, and none of my other friends were. And so when I was in New York City, I bonded with her and we communicated. Like, I spoke to her more than I spoke to my mum that holiday. Came back for Christmas 2018, or went back to Australia for Christmas 2018. Decided, fuck it, I'm going to go up and see Shannon because she was really cool and I had a bit of cash from that inheritance. I could just flip-flap fly wherever I wanted and do whatever I wanted for a good little year of my life, you know. I probably should have bought some real estate or done something, you know, investment-wise into the fucking, with the money, but I didn't. I just had fun. I mean, I didn't not, like, I bought a camera that I use for my YouTube stuff, and I paid for my green card application, and, you know, I did stuff with it that I should be happy about. I'm going to take this I'm thinking about taking this jersey off. I've got a hoodie on underneath it as well, which I'm starting to get really warm. But anyway, yes, I've been to New York City. Short answer is yes, I've been to New York City. Changed my fucking life. And there could be an argument made that I'm only here because of the decision I made to go to New York City when I did. It's phenomenal. I saw The Cursed Child, both parts 1 and parts 2, Harry Potter and The Cursed Child part 1 and part 2, on Broadway at the Lyric Theatre. I saw To Kill a Mockingbird, which was adapted for stage by Aaron Sorkin. And if you don't know who Aaron Sorkin is, he's the writer behind The West Wing and The Newsroom and a couple of other relatively successful movies. But yeah, he's a really good lefty sort of political writer. And what's his name? Fucking the Dumb and Dumber guy that's not Jim Carrey. What's his name? Something or other Daniels. Anyway, he was Atticus Finch, and that was potentially the greatest thing I've ever seen on stage. It was really, really cool, you know. So I did that in New York City as well, and yeah, New York City's dope. As soon as I get a car, we're going to be spending like weekends in New York City and stuff every now and then as a family, you know, getting a hotel, just absorbing the atmosphere of it all, because I would like my son to grow up in and around the city. Eventually, we have plans to move from the Falls down to one of the boroughs, I think, when we have enough money to, you know what I mean? I'm going to move that backwards so you guys can see my face. I'm probably look like a dickhead to everyone around here wearing a backwards cap, but is what that is. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to find a seat up yonder, and I'll talk to you guys there. I was pointing that you couldn't see, but yeah, I'll turn the hat back around now because you're not even looking at me. Why can't I see the comments? Give me the comments. Live chat, all messages are visible. There we go. But yeah, it's I really enjoyed New York City. It was cool. But yeah, I went on a bit of a holiday fucking tangent there, didn't I? Look at those. Look at that. I just love I love America, and I love the state of New York. It's beautiful. And people talk shit about Andy Cuomo, but I love him too. He's a G. He's what is going to enable me to get my license relatively soon, and a car, even though I still have a pending green card application. And tell me what you guys think as well. Like I'm wandering into the unmentionables here, right? Because you're not supposed to talk about politics or religion, right? But I don't know where I sit on states' rights versus federal rights, you know, because federal rights, weed is illegal. States' rights, a lot of the time, it's legal. I would prefer the state right in that instance. A woman's right to choose, you know, abortion-wise. Federally, that's legal. Some states, not so much. I side with the feds on that one. I think that's a federal thing, you know. So I don't know where I sit on states' rights versus federal rights. But there's a federal thing where people that are waiting for their green card, because of good old Donnie, Mr. President Trump, changed the rules and said I couldn't have a license or register a car until everything was done. And I was approved. Andy Cuomo changed that for New York State, and so there's this particular type of license. That guy was plinging at you guys. There's a particular type of license you can get in New York State that is, like, it bypasses all of that. And I really like that. I think that's really cool. And as soon as we have the income, which is any day now actually, Shannon's first paycheck comes any day. YouTube gets paid monthly, but like a couple of weeks ago, people said, hey, get the license, and gave me some super chats. So it's like any day now, we're going to walk down here and I'll get wet for you. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. So tell me what you guys think in the battle of states' rights versus federal rights, because I don't know where I sit on that. I think I just take each one as it comes and be like, yo, yeah, actually, I like this aspect. I don't like that aspect, etc., etc. Hopefully the reception doesn't fuck up at this point. Hopefully the stream stays solid, and you can see me getting a bit wet with Niagara Falls water. Oh man, it's like they just dumped all the shrubs down here that they'd cut from everywhere else. This is like, well, I can smell people smoking weed too. That's cool. Don't stress. You guys are all good. I'm just gonna wet my face and then leave them alone to enjoy their high. Alrighty. I'm gonna put my headphones there so that they don't get wet. Alrighty. Now I'm wet. Someone agreed to donate 500 on Super Chat, didn't they? Oh, that means my whole thing's going to get drenched. That's annoying. Headphones are going to get drenched. Wonder if they'll let me hit it. Nah, it's COVID. They won't. It's fine. Oh, and I'm back. Fucking good spot for it. Oh, alrighty. They gave me a big smile and a wave. Hopefully I haven't just ruined my headphones by getting them drenched. I'm sure I haven't. But anyway, someone comment something in case like I accidentally switched the comments off. Yeah, there we go. Someone's commented it. But where are we? Alright. Where are we? That reminds me of a song. One of the lyrics are down here in New York, concrete jungle. Yeah. It's Alicia Keys, right? Is that Alicia Keys? I don't know. Anyway. Squid, what up? Hey, Tony. Oh, and that's awesome that you had a good time in the city. I'm super close to the city, but don't go much because city life is a bit too much for me. Yeah, 100%. I can hear that. I have a suggestion. React to NASCAR's highest flips. Will do. Proud New Yorker sounds. Good smoke spot. Yeah, fucking oath, right? Down there, hidden by the trees, too. Like they're down in there. That's cool. That's a cool spot. I'm going to bring a blunt to smoke there next time. But I'm going to sit down first. I'm going to sit for a bit. Let's see if there's a spot for me to sit on the ground somewhere and put you on a rock or something. I might do this. There's a park bench. Bit counterintuitive not to sit on said park bench, but I'm going to sit in front of it and y'all are going to sit on it. I need you to be facing me better though. How's that? Yeah. How is that? Let me just set it up. I think I just hit a button by accident. Stay there. How's this work? I could move forward a bit too. No, that's not going to work, is it? That just looks lame. How about that? No. We'll get there, don't worry. That's better. So yeah, now we're here. I can read comments and stuff as well properly, but that's a nice backdrop. That's a nice background. I might use that as a backdrop actually. Or as a selfie, who knows. Yeah, that was a really good fucking spot to chill and smoke, absolutely. But let me read some more comments. There they are. That's good. Nobody donated 500. Yeah, nobody did, but it is what it is. It seems stable now. One of the lyrics down here, yeah. Also mind sharing a story of becoming an American citizen. My fiance is working on it now, K1 visa, and because of Corona, it's just been put on hold. Bad timing. Yeah, effectively, that's the story of mine as well. Like, I don't know what it's officially called. Like, it's colloquially referred to as chain migration. Basically, what I did was, because I had that inheritance, I had a bit of cash. Like, long story short, I'm not big noting myself or anything like that, but I had a bit of cash, and it was like, it's all gone now, but I just hired this company called Boundless Immigration, which you pay them like $750 US, and they get everything together. They go, all right, what's your status? Where are you at? What are you doing? How is it done? All that sort of jazz. There are our friends that were just smoking behind us. Enjoy. But fucking good spot for it. I'm going to bring a blunt down next time because they're smart. That's genius. And they're just on push bikes as well. Like, fucking, imagine that, getting high and riding around the state park. That's fucking phenomenal. My mate Luke Skelton, that I used to hang out with and get high with in Wollongong, we'd get high and then ride push bikes around Wollongong, which has like the escarpment, which just drops off onto the. Anyway, I was talking about something else. Yeah, paid Boundless Immigration, $750. They got all the documents together. I basically just had to fill in my name a whole bunch of times, sign it a whole bunch of times. So did my wife. So did my wife's dad, who was sponsoring me at the time because my wife didn't have a job. But then that all changed to it becoming marriage-based. Once we got married, the whole visa had to change. What I was applying for had to change because I was applying for a marriage-based one instead of a, like, I overstayed my holiday visa one, right? Which was basically what it was, because once we decided we were going to get married, the options were me go back to Australia and we wait it out and we wait for the whole visa process to happen, or I overstay my holiday visa by a day, and then we get married, and we put in for a marriage application one, right? So for a day, I was an alien, an illegal immigrant, or whatever, but is what it is, right? That's a loophole. It still counts as coming here legally. I just, for a day, wasn't legal, but it is what it is. And so we changed all of that process and applied marriage base, and it went from 12 to, initially it was 12 to 18 month waiting period. This was at the start of 2019. It was 12 to 18 months. And then it got pushed out to 18 to 24 months when Trump changed something. And then it stayed at 18 to 24 months up until COVID. And now it's just an asterisk. Everything's on hold currently. So I'm not allowed to work. I'm not allowed to do a whole bunch of stuff. But the long and short of it was I paid an organisation to care about all the nitty gritty for me. And it so far has worked, because I just get emails from them being like, yeah, there's no update. And when there are updates, they email me with the updates, you know? So it's like, it's nice to be able to have someone to just hand it off to and be like, all right, you worry about that shit. I'll worry about what you tell me to worry about. You know what I mean? But that's the short version. But yeah, where are we? The feds are only supposed to have jurisdiction over stuff the Constitution gives them. Everything else is the states. That's a really good perspective. I like that. So immigration is federal, but driving license is a state. Yeah, that makes sense. I like that. I like that. Time to listen while I drive home. Hopefully, just pay attention to the road as well, you know? Don't just pay attention to me. But where are we? You're still good? Yeah, Alicia Keys. Yeah, nice. Turn that spot into your lair. Right, that's what I would do. That's my spot, right? Well, where they were smoking is always where I go down to wet my face and like get reacquainted with nature, you know? Oh, I've lost the comments. Where'd they go? There they are. That's good. I think laws that protect rights of groups, LGBT, Latino, Black, reproductive, etc., should be federal, and others should be left to the states. That's an awesome perspective as well. That's interesting. I'm going to have to unpack that one. Uwu, oo. I don't know what either of those mean, but it is what it is. Smoking blunts in New York like a real one. Yeah, that's it. Got to go. My next subject for school is starting. Get that school, do that stuff, get that bread. Did you move up through the comments? I must have. Bear with me. I'm just going to go right to the top of the comments section, right? And let me go to the top. Why isn't it not? No, I don't want to remove that comment. Let me scroll. Why aren't you letting me scroll? All right, so it'll only let me scroll certain up to autumnal questions, right? So I'll do my best, but just repeat your questions if you need to, if I haven't got to them, right? That's not COVID, don't stress. That's last night's weed. There are some drives you can take up to Maine. Yep, blah, blah, blah. Looked it up. Charlie St. Cloud. Does it even snow there? Yes, it does. First time I'd ever seen snow was when I came up here to meet Shannon. Small spoiler of Talladega race yesterday. I didn't actually see it, so I will see it, but I haven't yet because I was watching the football. Go Bills, by the way. Go Bills. 4-0. Everyone laughed at me when I was doing reaction videos and I said Josh Allen has potential to be one of the best, but look at him go this season. No one's laughing at me anymore. Kurt Busch went airborne and landed on a car. Fucking hell, he did a Ryan Newman. We'll have to look into that. What did you think about the Cup race yesterday? Didn't see it. Very cool, first time seeing Niagara Falls. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. What grade is your kid? First grade. Worry about your family first. Yeah, absolutely. Make some more Formula 1 videos, bro, please. What type? What would you prefer? Like pit stop type, crashes, wins, like what sort of stuff? Send me a link. Do you think the Nascar got the call with Denny Hamlin right? No idea. Don't know what the beef is, so we'll find out and I'll let you know. Next time you come out here, I'd love to see some Native American. Yeah, I will literally find out more about the Five Nations and the Sixth Nation, why they became a Sixth Nation and all that. I'll find out loads more Native American history for you by the time we stream next, and it'll be from, exactly like you said, a Native American center in the area. I don't think I've seen the falls before. They're beautiful. Yeah, they're hypnotizing? Is that even a word? Hypnotizing? Hypnotizing. I think I put the emphasis on the wrong syllable there. But anyway. Oh my goodness, I'd love to see the Northern Lights. I wouldn't mind it either. I've seen up version of the Southern Lights. A couple of hours drive from where I grew up, you can go to the coastal area and it's like is it Aurora Borealis? Or is that the top one? Like the Southern Lights, anyway, when they're super, super extreme, certain parts of Australia can see the tail end of it, and I have done. But yeah, I'd love to see the Northern Lights as well. Lost all of the comments, so bear with me. Is that Ontario on the other side? Yes, it is. So you're in Canada right now. No, I'm in America right now. I was technically in Canada when my phone did its fucking stupidity thing. But Brittany the bitch, yeah, that's funny. She's actually the one that broke up with me when I got my bipolar diagnosis. I literally got my diagnosis one day. The very next day she broke up with me because she couldn't handle being with someone with bipolar. Massive cunt. Massive, massive cunt. And I know you're not supposed to call women that word, but I call them as I see them, and she was a cunt. Your ex just ran off with all your vacation money. Yeah. Raining, seems stable now. That reminds me of a song. Da-da-da. Yeah, cool. That's awesome that you had a good time in the city. These little tram things that go by with tourists in them are some of the cutest looking things. I don't know if you can see that because of the glare, but it looks like a little old school train, you know? Anyway, I'll try and get you down in the same spot you were in, because that was a really good spot actually. Yeah, there we go, that's good. Where are we? I like that perspective of the I think laws that protect rights of groups like the LGBTIQAP plus Latino, Black, reproductive rights, etc. I like that perspective. They should be federal and others should be left to states. Because you can just move states as well, you know? Like if you don't like, you know, like that's the thing. I was talking with someone the other day, one of my mates that I grew up with that actually lives in Alabama now, you know? And he was talking about some law in Alabama that got passed recently. And I was like, bruh, just fucking move. Like, if you don't like it in a red state, move to a blue one. Like, it's like, if money is not a problem for you, which it is not for him, moving throughout the US is fucking easy as piss. But yeah, anyway. Gotta go. Next subject for school is starting. Get that schooling. Get it done, bruh. Did you move up through the comments? I went up as high as I could. Just repeat your questions if you need to, though. Sorry about that. Lol, I just pulled over to respond. Don't text and drive, kids. That's funny. The finish was bullshit, just warning you now. I presume that's about the NASCAR, so the NASCAR Cup Series race. I'll have a look into it. I can't believe the Bills are doing better than the Ravens this year. I called it. You can go and check out my Lamar Jackson reaction video from a year and a bit ago. I told you so. Lamar Jackson's a running back that can throw. Josh Allen is a quarterback that can run. That's my perspective, and you're not going to change my mind. But thanks for sharing. We're doing everything on our own, and that doesn't seem to be a problem. Sadly, though, my fiancé is in the UK, and we haven't seen each other in over 2 years. Fuck, man, that's heavy. See, that's 100% the thing I was doing. So, because I would not have been able to do what you guys are doing, you know what I mean? Like, I just would not have been able to do that. So, kudos to you for that, because I wouldn't have been able to be that strong and that I just wouldn't have hacked it without Shannon for that long, or without Sophia for that long. We wouldn't have had my son if that was the case, you know, so... But yeah, it is what it is. I got new diecast, Joey Logano's Auto Trader, Blaney's Money in the Bank car, I think, and 2 Dale Jr. 8 and 88 Hellerman's Mayonnaise. That's cool. Nice. Just hoping to hear something soon. No updates since November. Yeah, me either. I've just had an asterisk since November. And it's actually really annoying because, like, I'm not allowed to leave the country. I'm not allowed to get a job. They basically just want me to starve to death. I think that's the underlying thing from the federal government is if you don't starve to death, sure, you can be an American. But they make it really fucking hard, you know, and so I understand why people just don't do it the right way, because the right way is fucking difficult. But I suppose it has to be difficult, you know, because I'm about to be 30. I would have paid taxes for 15, 16 years by now if I was a citizen, and there's a sort of, you got to recoup that potential for earning off your citizens, I guess, you know. But anyway, do you watch just the Bills or any other football teams? I try and watch the Bills, the Packers, and this year I've been watching a lot of the Buccaneers. I've watched every Buccaneers game that wasn't on at the same time as the Bills, because my stepdaughter, her first grade teacher is a massive Tom Brady Buccaneers fan, and they get they get points for certain things they do throughout the school term, and like if they've raised their hand correctly, or if they know how to mute themselves and unmute themselves by a certain point, they get points, and it's like a star chart effectively. Every kid in the class gets a star on the star chart if the Bucks win, and so because she's a Bucks fan, and so Sophia asks me how the Bucks did. So I look into the Bucks, and I think it's a very sneaky way of that for that I was about to say kindergarten, but for that first grade teacher to slowly sow the seeds of Buccaneers fandom into her students. But yeah, I have a soft spot for the Packers because a lot of my subs, a lot of my followers from across all social media are from Wisconsin, are Green Bay fans. You know, like CJ, for example, he's one of the, you know, my wife and CJ are the only moderators I have in live chats or on the channel and stuff like that. And CJ sent me a Packers hat. I know CJ's a massive Packers fan, so I feel for the, like, I look into and I always check up on how the Packers did, even if I didn't watch their game. You know what I mean? But I don't know what it was. Like I said at the start of last season, I'm just going to watch the whole season. And last season I watched Bills, Vikings, Packers. I watched the Ravens a bit as well because I didn't mind Lamar Jackson. I liked his style. Like I just watched as much football as I could last year, and I found myself each weekend being like, oh, I wonder how the Bills are doing. Like, I think I'm going to check the Bills highlights before I check anyone else's highlights, you know? And I think like Bills Mafia just grabbed me and hooked me in as well, because when I first started the YouTube channel, or once we got up here and I started doing reaction videos as opposed to just, you know, these live streams or travel vlogs and stuff like that, I did like a letterbox drop. I went walking for 3.5 hours around the area and just put little flyers in being like, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And then a week later, a guy stopped me in 7-Eleven and was like, hey, you're the Squid, right? You're Anxious Squid Productions. And I was like, it's still to this day the only time anyone's ever stopped me or anything like that. And at the time I had something like 300 subscribers as opposed to the 4,300 that I have now. So it was a fucking spin out. But he was a Bills fan, and he said, like, I think he told me to react to Jim Kelly. He told me to react to Frank Gore at the time. He told me to react to a whole bunch of people, but he was in a Bills jersey, and he was like, Bills Mafia, man, like, we'll get you back, we'll support you, you know, like, he said something like, we'll put you through a table at the next home game or something, you know, like, and that interaction in and of itself made me a Bills fan even more than just wanting to look into the Bills, if that makes sense. And so the Bills grabbed me, and I had anticipated that I'd be able to see live games this year, and I'd be able to go to the what's it called, New Era Stadium. I think they might have got a new sponsor for it now, but yeah, like I had anticipated I'd be able to watch more games, and I wanted to be a fan of someone who I could see lots, you know what I mean? And that didn't really work out, but yeah, we're here now, and we're the Bills. I want the Bills to do well, you know what I mean? But yeah, where are we? That's the top one. Can you please react to IndyCar flips? Absolutely, definitely. I've seen the Northern Lights once in northern Minnesota. Crazy beautiful. I didn't know you could see them from here. That's cool. I mean, I suppose, like, I'm shit with geography. I suppose, like, everything's sort of interlinked and up and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I want to check out Minnesota as well. I want to go to the Great Lakes, I think. I want to go to other Great Lakes is what I meant, but you know what I mean. Ooh. I've seen the Northern Lights once in northern Minnesota. Yeah, I live near Niagara Falls in the American side. Me too, man. Me too. Hello, hey Raven. Damn, you did call it. What did I call? Anyway, my boy Kurt had a wild ride yesterday. How about Jackson's 50-yard touchdown run, though? Yeah, absolutely. Like, I saw the highlights for that. He did well. Like, and Lamar Jackson's a fucking good quarterback. And realistically, when I talk smack about quarterbacks or try and talk up Josh Allen, like, I was watching on the Pat McAfee show the other day, people were saying that, like, he was talking shit about Josh Allen because he was saying Josh Allen is not as good a footballer as Aaron Rodgers, or Josh Allen hasn't had as good a season as Aaron Rodgers. And that's objectively true. But Bills Mafia were absolutely riding Pat McAfee as a result, being like, oh, you hate Josh Allen. And it's like, Josh Allen is having a phenomenal season, and he is doing absolutely brilliant. But Aaron Rodgers has turned back the clock, and he's one of the greatest of all time, you know? So it's like it's not a criticism of Josh Allen to say he's not doing as well as Aaron Rodgers. He's still doing fucking phenomenal. He's still doing better than he's ever done. He's still one of the top quarterbacks in the league at the moment. But he's probably not quite on that Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes tier yet. You know what I mean? And that's fine. Those are all fine, objective things to say. But I honestly think, you know, like, I didn't understand the ins and outs of it when I said it last year, but I said he has that raw, like he has at his peaks, at Josh Allen's best, he is a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson. Like, at his best, when he's doing the things he does best, he's better than all of them. But he's not consistently at his best. You know what I mean? Like, where where Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers, their consistency is what fucking elevates them. You know what I mean? Like, they're consistent at doing what they do best. They're performing to 100% of their ability 90% of the time. I think Josh Allen performs to 100% of his ability about 70% of the time. Now, it makes up for it. Like, I think Josh Allen's worst skills, or like when he's not doing his best, when he's doing his worst, I feel like that is better than when Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers or Lamar Jackson or those quarterbacks are at their worst. I feel like his weakest link is stronger than their weakest links, and his strongest link is stronger than their strongest links. But he's more often, or has been over his career, more often in his lower... Are you picking up what I'm putting down? I might not be making sense, you know what I mean? I just think he's not as consistent. He's not as consistently near his best as they have been and as they are. But this season he has been, and this season he's showing everyone... Like, he came from a small college, right? Like, he didn't come from one of these big tier systems where they refine your quarterback and it's a system sort of thing. So he sort of had to just do it himself and get there, and then he got there and people talk shit about him, and now he's there, he's learning the ropes, and he's like, I think he's good. I think he's raw. I think he's a, what do you call it? Like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good metaphor for it at the moment, but it's like, no, cricket bats won't work. Trying to think of something, I can't think of a good metaphor, but I'm sure you're picking up what I'm putting down. He's good. He's not had the access to the refinement that they've had throughout their early days. Or, well, with Aaron Rodgers, I don't even know his early story. Like, I know his early story in the sense that he got picked when people didn't think he was going to get picked, like with Favre and all that sort of stuff. But I don't know what college he went to or anything like that. But I don't know. Maybe I've been suckered in by Bills Mafia, so I want Josh Allen to be better than he is. But I think he's a fucking gun. I think he's a fucking gun. And last year I was saying as much. I was saying, look, I don't get it, because everyone's saying he's a shit quarterback compared to, you know, Rodgers, Jackson, Mahomes, Brady. But I just don't see the shit aspect. Like, he's inconsistent, sure, but you can grow consistency. Skills can be learned, you know, and consistency can be maintained with practice. You can't teach the fucking arm strength that he's got. You can't teach the scattering out of the pocket and getting it down, like the desperation for it. Everyone hung shit on him last year in the playoffs because of that, like the flick behind where he tried to extend the play and stuff. But if that had come off, people would have been talking about that fucking play for the rest of the fucking season. You know what I mean? People who, like, everyone, you know, they go, oh, he's a hothead, and, you know, like he's reckless, you know, and like there's a very, very fine line between reckless and what's a word I'm looking for? Like bravery, you know what I mean? Like recklessness and tenacity. I just swallowed a bug. Recklessness and tenacity are very, very closely aligned, and the line gets blurred between the two. And I don't think he's reckless, but we'll see, I guess. But anyway, I'm going to keep reading comments. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there. But yeah, where are we? Can you please react to IndyCar flips? I think I already said yes to that. Yeah, I've seen the Northern Lights once in I live near Niagara Falls. Hello, damn, you did call it. My boy Kurt had a wild ride yesterday. How about Jackson's 50-yard touchdown run, though? Yeah, that was pretty good. I saw that highlight, and I was like, whew, damn. I already have Dale Sr. and Alex Bowman, Byron Hurt's car, and Chase Kelly's Blue Book, Dale Sr.'s Good Wrench car, and Alex Bowman's Exalta. Nice. NFC, Packers, AFC, Bills. Exactly. Who else thinks Hamlin didn't win that race? I'll find out, and I'll let you know. About time the Vikings won. Lol, those Bills table dives are crazy. Yeah, like I told Shannon I was going to do one. I was like, fuck it, next Bills game, I'm gonna do a table dive. And she's like, no, you're not. And I was like, yeah, I am. And after we had that discussion, some poor kid broke his fucking neck. And so maybe I won't actually. But yeah. I have a soft spot for the Packers because was around back in the Vince Lombardi, Bart Starr era. Nice. Yeah, it is what it is basically our motto. We've been together almost 6 years, and because we've been doing this online so long, that's how I know we're good to wait. Hopefully don't need to wait long. Yeah, fingers crossed, man. Like, it is what it is a good motto to have, because, like, it ain't what it ain't, you know? Like, it's not what it isn't. And yeah, it is what it is. It's, like, you can't do much about it, but you know, I'm about to sound like a fucking Hallmark card. This might be the hippiest thing I've ever said to you guys on stream, but like you love willpower through. You will get through. I have full faith in that. You know what I mean? If it's been this long for you guys now, you will get through. And what is it? Love will find a way or something. I'm pretty sure it is. I was just a little bit embarrassed because I said that and realised people were talking. People were behind me, but I don't know if you can see it. It's an older couple, so I'm not as embarrassed now because they're old, so they know what love is. But yeah, I fully hope for you guys that it happens sooner than you anticipate. You know what I mean? Like, and that. I mean, let's be honest. Like, again, try not to get too political and stuff. But if the presidential election goes a certain way this year, if Biden wins, it's likely to happen much quicker. Biden outlined a path to citizenship for immigrants and for sponsorship visas and all that sort of stuff in his. I mean, I suppose you wouldn't call it a manifesto because that's very communistic language and whatnot, but he has a plan. And if you go to his website, part of his plan, there's a whole tab for immigration, and you can read it. And it seems like a vote for Democrats would be a vote that makes sense if you are an immigrant, or if you love an immigrant, or if you're a potential immigrant, or love a potential immigrant, and all that sort of stuff. I'll just say that. Like, I'm not going to tell anyone who to vote for, or even to vote, because it's fucking starting to annoy me, the amount of, every social media, fucking vote, register to vote, and it's like, I can't, fucking shut up. But anyway, I'll read some more comments. If there's high solar activity, you can see them further south in clear weather. Nice. Matt De Benedetto got a penalty for forcing Byron under the yellow line, so Byron should have won. Oh, that's rough. I saw the Northern Lights once from Northern Ohio, barely, back when I was 4 or 5. That's fucking cool. Kurt Busch got hit by Jimmy Johnson and then hit the wall. Air got under the car and another car shot the car higher in the air, but thankfully Kurt is fine. This happened at Talladega. That sounds very much like the one that happened at Daytona. What's his name? Ryan Newman. Eric Jones should have won because Matt D forced da-da-da. Yep. I like that take about Alan. Thank you. I think it's a good take, even though it's mine. I mean, I can't say that, right? Like, I generally speaking, but yeah, I think he's good, and he's unrefined, but he's got the potential to be one of the best, I think. Jones or Byron, not sure. Jones should have won. Go Bills. Thanks, man. Favre was the same way. When he was playing well, he was better than anyone, but he also made a lot of mistakes. Yeah, that's exactly it, right? And I heard a commentator mentioning that Josh Allen was very Favre-like the other day, and he got fucking shouted down by the people he was talking with. But he was just the ability to extend the play and that footballer's instinct, you know. I don't know what else to call it other. He's got a bit of cunt. He's got a bit of cunt about him, you know. He's got a bit of mongrel in him. I still remember, when I used to play football, my stepdad, I'd be on the sidelines. I was a big guy in under 16s, you know what I mean? And I used to ragdoll people, get them out of the way to try and catch the football, to kick goals and stuff. Some days I'd be a bit soft and I would be hesitating and stuff. My old man had called me over the sideline and he'd just hit me in the chest and be like, get a bit of cunt about you. Fucking, seize up, not seize up, fucking, get a bit of grind, get a bit of fucking, see, this amount of sunlight is perfect. If you could just stay behind that fucking cloud, that'd be great. But yeah, he's got that mongrel in him, you know. He's got the fire in his belly where he's just like, if I can extend this play another yard and a half, I'm going to extend the play another yard and a half. And he was trying to relate that, the commentator was trying to relate that to Brett Favre and saying that's what he did as well. And people were just laughing, you know, being like, oh, you're going to relate Josh Allen to a Hall of Famer. And the guy was like, well, he's had fucking 3 weeks of over 300 yards so far. He's doing pretty well. But anyway, I'll stop talking about Josh Allen. What happened to the comments? Where are they? There they are, yeah. Please react to more radioactives. Yeah, I've got a whole bunch saved in my list. The next one I'm going to do is Martinsville 2015. So I'll probably do that today or tomorrow whenever I get around to actually recording the next reaction videos. But yeah, Martinsville 2015, because the title is, that was a chicken shit move right there. And I think about 28 people have suggested it on my other radioactive videos. So yeah, that'll probably be the next radioactive I do, is 2015 Martinsville. Rogers was an underdog and was a backup with no field time for years. Worked really hard to be the best. Yeah, nice. Why can't the world be on peaceful mode? That'd be nice, hey? I accept your Hallmark card saying, sorry for embarrassing you. That's all right, man. That's all good. Who's your favourite NASCAR driver? That's a hard one, to be honest. I haven't watched the last two because, like, the last two races I haven't watched because they've been on the same time as the football, and I felt a bit bad about that. But I think probably this is a hard one, actually, because just looking at the helicopter, I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. There was a helicopter crash nearby a couple of days ago that was really sad. But it was just some recreational folks being recreational and they fucked up and fell out of the sky. But yeah, anyway, what was I saying? Favourite NASCAR driver? I'm not actually sure. If I'm honest, I'm not sure. I think like last year with the Bills, you know, and with football in general, this first season I've just enjoyed watching everyone, and I've just enjoyed watching the sport in general. And I haven't, unlike with the football, with the Bills, like each week I was like, oh, I'm going to check up how the Bills did before anyone else, you know what I mean? Like, no driver has really grabbed me in the same sense, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not a passionate, oh, I want to see how this guy did for anyone, if that makes sense. I'm really interested in the racing, and I'm really interested in seeing the restarts and seeing the beef that occurs and what goes on in general, right? But I'm not, like, super passionate about any one person in particular. I honestly think that's going to change, though, because I am a massive Michael Jordan fan. Like, I like Michael Jordan. I had never seen anything to do with basketball other than Space Jam when I was a kid, and Michael Jordan was cool, and the highlights of basketball and stuff, like, that Bulls team were the only thing I ever knew about basketball before I came here and started reacting to basketball stuff. So, excuse me. Does anyone else have that happen? Whenever you talk for like an hour or 2 hours or something, suddenly you start getting gassy and you need to burp? I don't know what it is. Might have been the Red Bull that I had earlier at the start of the stream. But yeah, I really like Michael Jordan. I think Michael Jordan's cool. He's got a lot of money as well as influence, and I feel like his team should have the ability to instantly become, you know, one of the top echelon teams in the sport. I could be wrong, but I don't know. So I think next year, to be honest with you, I am probably gonna I'm probably going to be on the fence like I have been all year, and I'll probably not pick a team or a particular racer that I'm going to look into the most, but I can already feel like we're going to follow Bubba Wallace and we're going to follow the Michael Jordan team. Like, my wife sent me, like, when she got a notification saying that it was happening, Shannon sent me a thing being like, holy shit, Bubba Wallace is going to drive for a team owned by Michael Jordan. How fucking cool is that? You know, and I'm like, that is fucking cool as far as I'm concerned. So regardless of what you think about all the politics of it and like the noose in the thing not ending up being a racially based thing, like regardless of what you think about Bubba, which I know a lot of people call him Bubba Smollett, and a lot of people say that he's like trying to fucking bring woke shit into NASCAR, and like, you know, I don't really want to get into that, to be honest, because it's it's a very hot topic. But I will, you know, and yeah, obviously owned by Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin. I just saw that as well. I shouldn't forget mentioning Denny Hamlin, but like, let's be real, the money's Michael Jordan. The NASCAR know-how is Denny Hamlin, because yeah, maybe Denny Hamlin's a fucking rich cunt and I just don't know. You know, maybe he's got heaps of money. I'm gonna switch this back around because the sun went back from outside that cloud. You know, maybe he's got more money than I realised, but I think realistically the money's going to be coming from MJ. And it's anyway, yeah, I'm probably going to support that team. If I'm honest, like, the short version is I'm probably going to support them. Bubba Wallace will probably turn into my favourite driver at that point. He isn't currently, he hasn't been this season, but I can already feel, in the same way that I checked on the Bills before I checked on anyone else, I reckon I'll probably be seeing how Bubba Wallace goes next season before I actually see how the rest of the season, before I see how anyone else goes, if that makes sense. Damn, that's the only reason why I'd want Biden to win then. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, it's a nuanced election, because there's so many reasons that I just go, oh, shut up, you fucking hysterical blowhard. Like, he's like, so much coverage of President Trump and so much coverage of the Republicans in general is just fuckwittery, like such dickheadery, that is, you know, just hysterical people that are just saying stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like the people that are like, oh, Trump, he's faking COVID. No, he's not. Shut up, fuckwits. Like, If Trump was going to fake COVID, he would have fucking faked it a month and a half ago so that he could have recovered by now and had that campaign in Florida. Cunt is tanking in Florida, and he now can't campaign there for 2 weeks in person. The old people vote in Florida is one that he wants and one that he'll need, and he can't get the old people vote without campaigning in person. He can't campaign in person if he's on lockdown. He didn't fucking plan this. Don't be dumb. And like, you know, people saying, oh well, he planned it so that he could have a recovery and come out of it strong, and like that'll buoy him, you know, or buoy him to a victory, like Reagan getting shot buoyed him to more support. And I'm like, Reagan got shot in the first half of his first term. Yes, it resulted in a boost in popularity. Yes, it resulted in a boost in popularity, but it wasn't part of his fucking plan. And let's be real, it was probably a warranted boost because the cunt got shot and didn't die. And like, the same thing can be said for Trump, you know? Like, I guarantee you he didn't plan it, you know? Like, it annoys me when people say dumb shit like that. Like, just because, for the sake of a conspiracy, you know? But even if he comes out of it good, which I'm sure he will, even if he comes out of it good and he can use the recovery to buoy his political campaign or buoy his, like, help his political campaign raise up and he wins the presidential election, that doesn't mean he faked it. Like, that doesn't mean he was faking it, you know? Like, in the space of 24 hours, he went from it's a hoax to now I've got it. But anyway, that's just, you know, like, I think the coverage that President Trump gets, it's unfair. And a lot of the things President Trump endorses or says or does, I agree with. But on a personal, inherently selfish level, my life would be far, far easier if the Democrats were in power from an immigration perspective. You know what I mean? And so it's selfishly, I wouldn't mind Biden winning for like a first term, just so I can get the citizenship and vote him out in the next presidential election. You know what I mean? But it's complicated. It's hard, especially in America. And like, I don't want to like, you know, piss anyone off too much. Fucking hell, that cloud came over real quick and real thick. That's grey now. But anyway, I might be about to get rained on, but we'll see. It's very polarizing here in America, you know what I mean? And I'm wary of talking too much about politics, and because so many people just pick a side, you know. And it's I'm a Democrat regardless of if the Democrats are cunts. I'm a Republican regardless if the Republicans are cunts, you know what I mean? And people just get pissy regardless of what the issue is, because they've already, you know, their grandpa's grandpa picked a side for them and they've just grown up in that fucking side like the rest of their family. And so coming here and wanting to talk about individual issues and not look at it from, oh, well, the Democrats think this and the Republicans think that, you know what I mean? It's a thing, you know? Like, I'm wary of talking politics because I don't pick one side. I haven't picked one side, and I know the people that have can sometimes get pissy about it. But anyway, I'm going to try and read some more comments because there are small raindrops are dropping, and I don't want to get too rained on, you know what I mean? But where are we? Merch, I want some. Yeah, Squid Store yt.redbubble.com is the merch currently. Once I get to 5K, or 5K or 10K, I can't remember. I get like better quality merch through Teespring from YouTube, like they pay for the stuff. And to be honest with you, once I have enough of an income from YouTube that I can just buy from a better place, like American made, like a proper, I'll have stock of it itself as opposed to like a drop shipping company and stuff, I will be doing that. But for the time being, Squid Store yt.redbubble, that's where you can get your most merch or your best merch. I've got my squid logo. I've got two squid logos. I've got just the squid itself. Then I've got the squid with the yellow and the camo, like the circle squid background. That's my profile picture and stuff. And I had Teresa Earnhardt is a cunt and Kyle Busch wrecked. That's unfortunate. But I took both of those off because Nascar sent me a thing saying, hey, you're making money off our intellectual property. Can you not? And I was like, yeah, that's cool. I cannot. So yeah, there were like 5 people that got Teresa Earnhardt is a cunt shirts. 3 of whom were from Florida, 2 of whom were from Texas. Before I had to take them down. But yeah, it's a thing. She is a cunt. I need to do a video on her as well because she's a fucking hoe bag. But anyway, Watch Talladega highlights from yesterday's race. I absolutely will do. I bet Michael Jordan doesn't scare away investors either. Yeah, that's the thing as well. Like, and I think that's got to be why he picked Bubba, right? Was because he wants, like, I'm either imagining that there was an interview where he was like, yeah, I want more representation in the sport. I grew up in Carolina. I grew up in the area. I love NASCAR. I want more black people in the sport. So this was a really good opportunity, you know. And you know, regardless of what you think about the political agenda, it's fucking cool seeing Michael Jordan involved in sports, regardless of what the sport is, you know. And it's cool when people back their mates like that, you know what I mean? I like it. And yeah, ain't nobody going to be afraid to sponsor Michael Jordan's team, you know what I mean? Like, you could have he could hire Matt Kenseth or whatever. Not Kenseth, no. Which one was the one that said the N-word? That wasn't Kenseth, that was Larson, Kyle Larson. He could hire Kyle Larson and people would be like, yeah, throw the sponsors at him, you know? Like, it's fucking Michael Jordan. He's one of the most investable athletes in the fucking world. But Bubba was in the lead a few times yesterday. Good on him. Well done. I mean, it's not hard to be in the lead at Talladega. Everyone gets a turn, right? But it's weird that the only playlist I watch is Motorsports. That's not weird. Bubba has a lot of sponsorship with him. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm on 4 breaks, so no school. Hey, well done. That's cool. I'm about to have pizza, so I get to listen to you. What type of pizza are you going to have, man? Fortunately, COVID didn't stop Trump from signing important blank documents. Yeah, I saw that. Just big blank pieces of paper. Have you seen where he's like, he signs stuff and hands it to people, like and he's like, oh, he hands it to him and says, oh, sell that on eBay, you'll get blah, blah, blah. You know, sell that on eBay, you'll get blah, blah, blah. I just think that's just so ick. You know what I mean? Like, even if you're famous enough that you know your signature's going to get someone a bit of money, like signing a bit of paper and saying, here, you know, sell it on eBay, that's just a bit, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, you know what I mean? And then again, I am sitting in a national park talking to a stream at the moment, so I guess I shouldn't talk too much about, but although Reagan was shot by the vice president's best friend's son, so there's totally no conspiracy about it. Wow, really? I didn't know that. That's super interesting. But I see at least 3 or 4 presidential ads every commercial break. Yeah, right? Like, I mean, I like Biden's ads better than Trump's ads, to be honest. Biden's ads are issue-based, Trump's ads are people-based, and I like the issue-based ones better as well, but that is what that is. Haha, there's lots of wrong and right on both sides, there always will be. I'll just say I've always leaned much further on the Republican side. Yeah, and that's fair enough too. And that's, like I was saying, I recorded a podcast with my mate Ron Busy, which you will see any day now, actually. I recorded it a couple of days ago. He's doing all the editing and he'll upload it on his channel. If you're not subscribed yet, go and subscribe to him. It's Ron Busy, Ron with 2 N's, RONNBIZY. Go and subscribe to him because the next podcast he uploads will be the one I was on. And I was talking to him about the fact that, like, being anti-conservative, which I have grown up, you know, as, you know what I mean? I'm not necessarily left-wing, but certainly I was raised to notice the infallibility of always being conservative, you know what I mean? So I would say I'm closer to the left than the right, traditionally. And I'm wary of expressing that too much, and I say this in the podcast as well, because I know a lot of my viewers, it's the opposite for them, because they've grown up either in the South or they've grown up in areas that have been conservative and stuff, because I have a lot of NASCAR viewers, a lot of bull riding viewers, like a lot of my content is geared towards people that live in the South, you know, and that's one of the things that comes with that. And so it's like, I'm often wary of being like, oh, well, that's just conservatives thinking X, because it's like, no one is inherently one political opinion, you know what I mean? Like, no one is all black or all white or all, like, everyone is grey, you know what I mean? And I don't mean that in their skin colour sense, I mean that in a metaphorical sense. I should have used different words, but like, there's always a middle ground you can meet someone in, regardless of who that someone is and what your perspective is, right? And I firmly believe that, but I speak before I think, and so I have to catch myself sometimes from saying dumb shit that you guys might not like, because it is dumb on my part, you know? But I'm getting rained on in the sun. That's weird. But yeah, no, I agree with you that, like, it's hard, especially here in America, I think, to approach things from a non-biased perspective, from a what's the word, partisan perspective, you know? Like, I don't want to, non-partisan, I don't want to, like, we're all Americans, let's fucking focus on America, as opposed to left wing, right wing, like, we're all the same bird, let's fix our nest. But yeah, where are we? Bubba is from Alabama, I presume that means. Larson might be going to the 48, that's interesting. It's Jimmy Johnson's car, right? I'm on break 2, welcome. Chevy dropped Larson. Yeah. Lots of Democrats I've interacted with have been just so rude and crazy, but also that was rude and crazy people on Twitter. Don't use that site anymore. Yeah, exactly. Like, fucking Twitter's insane. Like, Twitter is not worth your time. Same as Reddit. Twitter is just Reddit for the left. That's all it is, really. Like, it's insane, you know? Like, and there are so many toxic people on both sides, but the left just gets so much, I feel like, more hysterical than the right, you know what I mean? The right will say something batshit crazy to throw a dead cat on the table, which is a political plan, you know? Like, the I don't know what you guys would call it here in America. I don't know if it's called throwing a dead cat on the table, but it's like, it's referred to as throwing a dead cat on the table in Australia, that you just say something so ridiculous, so dumb, and well, not even dumb, just so controversial that it's never going to happen. But you're talking about the dead cat on the table instead of whatever the big issue of the day is. So, like, a lot of people have been saying that Trump having COVID is a dead cat on the table because they're not talking about the debate anymore. They're not talking about, you know, like, immigration anymore. They're not talking about X, Y, Z. It's just cameras on Trump, learning about him, learning about his COVID. It's the dead cat on the table. It's someone who's walked into the room, thrown a dead cat on the table. Fuck everything else we're talking about. We're talking about this now. And it is a very good tactic, and it's used a lot by conservative people, regardless of which country you're in, Australia or America. But the left do that as well, you know. It's just not a dead cat on the table. It's abortion rights are being brought into question. Like, no one's coming for your Roe versus Wade, for fuck's sake. No one's coming for it, you know. Like, and people that say there are the dead cat on the table of the left, you know what I mean? Like, no one's coming for Roe versus Wade. No one's coming for gay marriage. Like, those things have already been determined in the Supreme Court, and even the conservative members of the Supreme Court believe in precedent and believe in the process of the Supreme. Like, they're not going to overturn a decision that other Supreme Court justice, is the plural of justice? I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. Like, they're not going to overturn a decision that's already been made by the Supreme Court. Brett Kavanaugh made that clear in the last decision they made, you know what I mean? Brett fucking Kavanaugh. And so, like, you just got to believe in the system, you know? Anyway, my phone's on 5%, so I'm going to up the brightness. Hopefully it won't die while I'm wrapping up, but I'm going to up the brightness here. It turns out it's on 5%, so I'm going to read some quick comments. You will, Yeah, but Zendrick, where are we? You guys get fall break? I don't know. Yeah, but Zendrick is trying to work out something with Chevy. That's secretly how Trump gets his money. Both are assholes. My father gave me a small amount of $1 million. Douchebag. Yeah. You will react to the video of NASCAR cover curses that channel Black Flags Matter. Will do. Meanwhile, I'm Republican born and bred in New York. Gasp. Lol. As long as people are going to be decent to each other, who cares about their political stance? Fucking A. Exactly. Tweet. Twitter is usually Democrats and Reddit is usually Republican, from what I can tell. Yeah, exactly. Twitter is the leftist Reddit. Never heard of that dead cat phrase. I like it. Trolling. Yeah. Rip road. RIP phone. Yeah. To be fair, New Yorkers in general are the partisans. The Parisians of the Northeast. I don't understand that, but that's cool. That seems interesting. Anyway, I'm going to get up and start my walk home because my phone will die on my way. But where are we? Last comment. Got to disagree, though. Plenty of people are coming for both of those decisions, trying to reverse them. Supreme Court isn't bound by precedent. I hope you're right, though. It's not bound by precedent, but the people that are on it believe in precedent and have said as much. You know what I mean? And so it's like, there'd be civil war. Like, I just can't see it happening, you know what I mean? But that's just my opinion. Again, as I said, I'm not, you know, I've been here fucking 5 minutes. What do I know? But anyway, I don't understand lol, but I'll take it. Yeah, exactly. Catch you later. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna wrap up the stream. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. I enjoyed it. You guys are dope. Is there anything anyone wants to throw in just while I'm here? Parisians, people from Paris, are known for being extremely rude. Oh, right, there we go. Yeah, that makes sense. But hey, have a good night and day after Squid. It was a nice live stream to chill and listen to. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Whatever. I like New Yorkers. New Yorkers are cool. Upstate New York is cool as well. Western New York is dope. But yeah, as I said earlier, I'm going to try and get a whole bunch of reactions up today. I'm going to try and get back on the hobby horse in that sense. Hobby horse, I think that might be sexual, actually. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to try and get everything done. So hopefully you'll see some reaction videos tonight. It's been really fun chatting and doing stuff with you guys on this stream. Hopefully my wife isn't freaking out because it's 2:30 and I'm still not home. But yeah, I'll see you when I look at you. You'll see me when you look at me. Catch you later.